has been 8 years since the Nintendo Switch released. I started playing on the Switch in 2020 and I have been playing so many different types of games. I think that this is the best time, especially with the rumors of Nintendo Switch 2, to talk about my all-time favorite games on the Nintendo Switch so far. I feel like there's still a lot more coming to Nintendo Switch. I have tried to rank my top 10 all-time favorites. Before I get started, my name is Delaney. Welcome to my channel. I like talking about video games, mostly Nintendo Switch related. If you want to be on this corner of the internet, like and subscribe, and welcome back return viewers as always. So let's get started officially. Okay, so I have tried to rank my top 10 Switch games of all time, and this is a little bit difficult. There's so many games that I've played, but there are a few that just stick in my mind of like ones that I just continuously remember. So we're gonna start off at number 10. So I can't make this list without putting in an Otome game, because Otome games have given me life on the Switch. One of my favorite genres, one of my favorite most accessible things that to come to the Switch is being able to play Otome games. So this Otome game is like an original new Otome game that I just love so much, and that is called Cupid's Parasite. So Cupid's Parasite is like a rom-com kind of Otome game. I love it so much. So you get to play as Cupid, who she comes down to Earth and she is working at this matchmaking company because she's made her bet with the gods that she can come down and she can matchmake without using her Cupid powers. But she runs into a little trouble with her matchmaking when there are the 5 Cupid's parasites, which are all bachelors who are unmatchable, and she has her work cut out for her as she tries to get them a match. But along the way she finds love, which I think is adorable. So in Cupid's Parasite you just get to go through 5 different types of bachelors. One's a workaholic, one's really into fashion, one is very mysterious, also a bonus storyline at the end of it, which is just so awesome and pulls everything together. Number 9 is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I feel like Mario Kart is always gonna wind up on my top 10 list just because it's Mario Kart. I love playing Mario Kart with family, and it's just like so much fun to have like this chaotic time when everyone is so competitive, and my family is super competitive. It's just a classic. It's always just fun to pick it up every once in a while and get super competitive. Number 8 is Pokemon Arceus. Pokemon Arceus came out the same year as Pokemon Violet, and I kind of feel like I don't hear a lot of people still talking about it since Pokemon Violet released, but I love Pokemon Arceus. It is my top favorite Pokemon game on the Switch, and I just love the mechanics of it, and it was one of the Pokemon games that I actually completed straight through because I like the storyline, I like the aesthetics and the vibes of it. It was just so fun and easy to pick up. So in Pokemon Arceus you come from this modern time and you time jump into this like rural village that is like at the beginning of the Pokemon era, before people started catching Pokemon. Pokemon was integrated into the community. Most of the villagers are afraid of you and also afraid of Pokemon, a little suspicious on how Pokemon can be used or how dangerous they are. You go on a mission to basically find out the mysteries of why you time warped here. Also you get to explore and catch Pokemon along the way. You can do different side quests, which I think was so fun when you go up to different villagers in this town and you can find Pokemon for them, discover mysteries. And I just really overall enjoyed this Pokemon so much because I love the catching mechanic. I wish that it got initiated in Pokemon Violet. The catching mechanic was just so cool, where you're like in real time can throw your Pokeball and catch a Pokemon, which also if you aren't able to catch it you can easily send out one of your Pokemon and then you can initiate a battle. And I love that we're able to not really go through a lot of random encounters. I kind of have like a touch and go thing with random encounters when it comes to like the Pokemon games. I really enjoy walking around and exploring, and like being random encountered was something that I kind of didn't vibe with a lot in some of the Pokemon games that I've played. But I really love this mechanic in this one, and I wish that they continued on this track with the Pokemon Arceus game because it was just so cool. It was so different and like a nice refresh of like the Pokemon franchise. It just felt like something new. So next on my list list at number 7 is Luigi's Mansion 3. I don't know about anyone else, but Luigi is my favorite of the Mario brothers. I love Luigi. He was one of my favorites to play in like Super Mario 3 because he jumps a little higher, he moves a little faster. And Luigi's Mansion 3 is just like my perfect vibe of like the cute, creepy aesthetic. Like Luigi is just so funny with his reactions to things and how you're like ghost hunting and exploring this hotel, figuring out different puzzles. It's like all of my favorite gameplay mechanics in one. And it also just looks and runs so beautiful on the Switch. It has like such a nice graphics and it's just so much fun, like discovering new things and fighting all these different types of ghosts. It's just such a cool, like fun adventure. So next on my list, and this one actually probably has made me cry more than any game I've played ever, and that is Spiritfarer. Spiritfarer is just one of those games that really taps into your emotions because so you get to play Estella. She runs a ship and she is a Spiritfarer. You get these different animal spirits that come onto your ship and you care for them and find out their likes and dislikes, and you help them cope with the things that are keeping them tethered to their spirit form. Once you're able to help them discover that, then you take them to Everdor where they are taken up into the afterlife, and it is such an emotional experience and it's just one of those games that is unexpected. It's such a cute art style, but I found myself crying more than once because you get so attached to these animal spirits, and I think that is like something that is really such a very interesting topic about just like coping and grief and like dealing with loss, and it's like so many different themes of it that I just find to be so relaxing at the same time, and just something that really gives you a lot of hope and a lot of joy, and I just really enjoy this game so much. On a more joyful note, next on my list is Kirby in the Forgotten Lands, and this was the first Kirby game that is released to Switch after a few years from the Nintendo 3DS, and this Kirby was more of like a 3D platformer adventure than a 2D side scroller. Kind of reminded me a little bit of like Super Mario Odyssey. So you play as Kirby, you get to do all these different types of power-ups as you go through these different levels and puzzles, and I really just loved how cute Kirby is, how many cute power-ups you can do. Like there's a car power-up, there's like a vending machine one. You just like get these different like super type power-ups that gives you like these extra abilities, and I just find that mechanic to be like so much fun. The only thing that I do wish is that it was a little bit longer because I didn't want it to end. I got about maybe 10-13 hours of gameplay in it, but it was so much fun. I love Kirby. Kirby is just one of my favorites, of course, because all pink. And next on the list at number 4 is Hades. So Hades was just such a like unique game to me. I've never actually played a roguelike, and it was one of my first that I picked up, but I just have such a ball like playing Hades because it's one of those games you can like pick up whenever and you still kind of know what's going on, you still know the mechanic. Like I would not play this game for months, I'd pick it up and I know how to dodge, how to parry, how to do these special moves, and it's one of those muscle memory type games that I love. But other than that, I love that there is a very cool storyline. So you get to play as Zagreus, who is the son of Hades, who's trying to find his way out of the underworld to Olympus. So each run on Hades, you are just trying to get closer and closer to escaping the underworld. My favorite thing about Hades is how rewarding it is. When you're playing a roguelike, you are fully intending to go out and not completely make a full run. You're going out with the intention of like getting stronger, finding more gems, finding more things to come back and like become stronger. Even after every death in the game, coming back gives you more storyline. You get to talk to the characters that you encounter along the way and get more story about why everyone's there and what's happening, get more lore into the game. And no matter how many runs you go on, there's always something new and unique to learn about the characters, and I just find it, even the ones that you're fighting, you're able to talk to them and learn more about them, and you learn more about Zagreus, and I just love that so much about Hades. And third on my list is Sea of Stars. So Sea of Stars has made its way onto my list. It is one of my new favorite games because I play a lot of JRPGs. Sea of Stars was just something that kind of gave a refresh to the JRPG genre. It's like so different and unique in its playstyle. It was so much fun playing with these characters and learning more about everyone's motivations. Feel like you know everyone and just want everyone to win. You want everyone to get what they want, everyone to be happy. And I really love this game because it really just like, it gave me more emotion than I expected from it. And I just really love the storyline and just how much I cared for these characters. So number 2 on my list is Animal Crossing New Horizons. islands. Animal Crossing will always hold like a special place in my heart because it was one of those games, one of the first games I picked up when I got my Switch. It got me back into gaming. It got me back into trying to find other games that I love that give me the same joy, and I'll always be grateful to that. And I feel like actually Animal Crossing might be my most played game of all time on the Switch because I have hundreds of hours in it, and it was one of those times when I was able to play during the pandemic where I just felt like it was nice to connect and find a community around Animal Crossing, be able to exchange items and go to people's islands and have fun. Like that was like one of the best times when Animal Crossing released, and I still just think about it with like the best memories. So it's always gonna be, I feel like, on my top 10 even with no updates sadly. And it's one of those games I can just like, you know, just pick it up every once in a while and check on my villagers, decorate my island a bit, then get burned out and come back repeat the process. But I just absolutely adore Animal Crossing. And number one on my list, and I'm kind of like a little bit cheating a little bit because it's technically two games, is Zelda Breath of the Wild and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like I can't have these games tiered any higher or lower than each other because I just love them both so equally, because like Tears of the Kingdom was able to perfect more of the Breath of the Wild mechanics, but it's just like Breath of the Wild is what really like brought me into the Zelda franchise and made me want to play all the other Zelda games. And I just love it so much because it's so easy to pick up as well, and I just love exploring and playing as Link and just getting into all these different antics when talking to the NPCs. And I love them both for like different reasons. Like Breath of the Wild, I just find myself picking it up and playing for hours and hours on end without realizing how long time has passed. Tears of the Kingdom has like all these different new mechanics where you can build things and like problem solve in different ways, and just it has more like storyline and more ways to interact with the NPCs that I really love. They match together so perfectly, and I'll always love the Zelda franchise and love these games. So that is my tier ranking of my top 10 games on the Nintendo Switch, my ultimate favorites of all time. And who knows what happens in the future, what other games will release, maybe it'll knock some of these games out. But I really love doing these tier lists because it's like I can look back on them later and see like what games I enjoyed, and then think about the new games that I've been playing and where they'd fit in on this list. So this is just fun. Let me know down below what are your top favorite games on the Nintendo Switch. Hopefully this year we get some news of a Nintendo Switch 2, a successor, but until then I'm just gonna be enjoying all these different games that I have gotten on the Nintendo Switch so far. I hope all of you guys are doing well. If you made this far into the video, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.